Thomson. The history of the French company Thomson began at the end of the 19th century. That is, in 1893, when the firm Thomson Houston was founded, the French division of the large American electrical engineering company Thomson Houston. Elihu Thomson, inventor and co-owner of Thomson Houston, visited the Paris exhibition in 1892, where he negotiated with local entrepreneurs to establish a company in France. The first head of the French branch was banker Émile Mercier, thanks to whom the company signed a number of lucrative contracts. Initially, Thomson was involved in electrical equipment for trams, but in the first decades of the 20th century, it expanded its scope of activity. In the 1910s and 1920s, Thomson proved itself as a pioneer in new fields of technology. The company became one of the first in the radio and film industry. It launched Global Radio Broadcasting Network and opened its own recording studio in Hollywood. However, it is important to understand that most of the activity was carried out through subsidiaries and partners, including in the United States. The French division itself was mainly involved in transport, telephony, and lighting. In the 1920s, the company underwent frequent restructuring and entered into new agreements with local and foreign firms. Continuing to grow, Thomson acquired the French radio and television equipment manufacturer Ducretet in 1929. This allowed the company to enter the business of manufacturing radio and television broadcasting equipment, a new direction that became key for Thomson in the interwar period. After World War II, Thomson underwent significant changes. A large part of the company was nationalized and became the property of the French state. In the post-war years, Thomson was divided into several parts. One division focused on cinema equipment, another on the development of electronic equipment. It was in the 1950s that Thomson succeeded in creating its first new generation television set. This model stood out for its innovations. For example, it had a screen diagonal of 54 centimeters, which was a record at the time, and supported the second color system developed in France. Thomson became one of the pioneers of color television in Europe. By the 1960s, Thomson was experiencing rapid growth. The company actively pursued a policy of acquisitions, taking over radio and television manufacturers across Europe. In 1966, Thomson acquired Hotchkiss Brand Company. And in 1968, a landmark event took place. Thomson's electronics division merged with Compagnie Générale de Télégraphie Sans Fil, General Wireless Telegraphy Company, to form Thomson CSF, France's largest manufacturer of professional electronics in the fields of communications, defense, and so on. Following these mergers, the company's consumer electronics division became a separate branch operating under the names Thomson Brandt and Thomson Grand Public. Thanks to a well-thought-out strategy, by the end of the 1970s Thomson had become one of the world leaders. Its factories produced every eighth television in the world, and the brand itself successfully competed with manufacturers on the global market. In the 1980s, the Thomson Corporation experienced a real boom. Its factories and sales branches operated all over the world, and its patent portfolio exceeded 3,000 inventions. Thanks to the high quality of its products and effective advertising, the Thomson brand became recognizable in more than 100 countries. During this period, Thomson actively expanded its range of consumer electronics. Virtually everything was produced under the Thomson brand, from radio receivers and tape recorders to televisions and video recorders. For example, the Thomson MRK and TM series cassette players, which were introduced in France and other European countries, were very popular. However, many models in these series were directly linked to developments by other European brands, such as Saba and Nordmend. Buyers appreciated the reliability and modern design of Thomson products. It is worth noting that the Thomson brand later became known for its music systems with powerful sound and quite good CD modules. Such systems could be found in many homes in the 1990s. Of course, televisions remained the brand's signature product. Thomson offered a wide range of color television models, from small portable ones to full-size ones. It was Thomson that introduced one of the first compact color television models in the 1980s, ahead of its competitors in terms of miniaturization. During those years, Thomson also owned the aforementioned brands Saba and Nordmend. In addition, Telefunken and the British company Ferguson were added to the company's portfolio. This, as one might guess, helped the company strengthen its presence in local markets. In 1982, during the reorganization of the public sector, a new holding structure, Thomson SA, was created in France, which included all of the company's divisions. By the mid-1980s, Thomson remained state-owned, but financial difficulties forced it to seek ways to privatize. A significant step was the 1987 deal. Thomson bought the entire consumer electronics business of American RCA from General Electric. RCA Corporation, the legendary American radio and television brand, was acquired by General Electric in 1986, and a year later, General Electric decided to sell its consumer division to the French. In exchange, Thomson transferred its medical division to General Electric and paid the difference in cash. Thus, in 1987, Thomson acquired the rights to the RCA brand and access to the huge US market. At the same time, Thomson renamed its consumer division Thomson Consumer Electronics. In the late 1980s, the company produced millions of televisions under the RCA brand in the US. In particular, in 1990, Thomson celebrated the production of its 50 millionth RCA color television. In addition, as it expanded, Thomson founded the SGS Thomson joint venture in 1987 to manufacture semiconductors. This business later became the famous company ST Microelectronics. In the 1990s, Thomson actively explored digital technologies and new formats. In 1992, the company participated in the creation of the Grand Alliance Consortium, which developed standards for digital HD TV television. In 1995, Thomson received an award for its contribution to the development of digital television and radio broadcasting systems. In the same year, the company changed its name again, this time to Thomson Multimedia, to emphasize its focus on multimedia technologies. The product line continued to expand in the 1990s. Thomson produced VHS video recorders, CD players, the first DVD players, and satellite TV tuners. At the same time, Thomson participated in the development of the MP3 format. Together with the German Fraunhofer Institute, it owned key patents for this audio format and was involved in its licensing. In the portable electronics segment, Thomson, through the RCA brand, released one of the first portable MP3 players in the Lyra series. By the end of the decade, following a series of financial difficulties in the mid-1990s, Thomson had successfully restructured under the leadership of its new chief executive officer Thierry Breton. The company received investments from strategic partners, Microsoft, Alcatel, NEC, and went public in 1999. Thomson entered the early 2000s as one of the largest electronics manufacturers. At the end of 2000, it was among the 4 global leaders in the industry, alongside Sony, Panasonic, and Philips. In the early 2000s, Thomson began to move away from its traditional business of manufacturing consumer electronics. The company focused on multimedia technologies and content services. In 2001, Thomson acquired Hollywood-based Technicolor, a renowned developer of color cinema technologies and post-production services. This acquisition marked a shift in focus from consumer electronics to the media industry. In the following years, Thomson continued to produce certain types of equipment, such as network set-top boxes, television receivers, and telecommunications equipment, but it became clear that the era of Thomson televisions and stereos was coming to an end. The decisive step was a deal in 2004, when Thomson effectively exited the television business. The French company entered into a joint venture with the Chinese corporation TCL, transferring its television manufacturing division to it. As part of this deal, TCL acquired Thomson's television business for approximately €230 million. TCL Thomson Electronics (TTE) was established, with the Chinese side owning 2/3 of the shares and Thomson owning approximately 1/3. The joint venture was expected to become the world's largest TV manufacturer, leveraging Thomson's technology and TCL's low costs. However, the project ran into difficulties. The European factories proved unprofitable, and TCL was late in switching to flat panel production. In 2007, the joint venture went bankrupt, and TCL suffered heavy losses, effectively shutting down production under the Thomson brand. At the same time, Thomson gradually sold off other divisions. Between 2005 and 2007, it divested itself of its audio and video equipment manufacturing operations. For example, in 2007, the American company AudioVox, now Vox, purchased Thomson's RCA branded accessories and electronics division. In fact, by 2008, Thomson had completely exited the consumer electronics business. The remaining assets focused on professional solutions, technology licensing, and media services. In 2010, Thomson SA officially changed its name to Technicolor SA to emphasize its break with the past. Management felt that the name Thomson was associated with an outdated strategy and did not reflect the new essence of the company. Thus, the legendary Thomson brand disappeared from the corporation's name, and the former electronics giant became a company primarily engaged in film and television technologies. After 2010, the Thomson brand ceased to exist on the global market as a single manufacturer. Technicolor, formerly Thomson, no longer produced products for the mass consumer. However, the Thomson trademark itself did not disappear completely. It remained as a licensed brand, the rights to which remained with Technicolor. Today, the original Thomson company has effectively ceased to exist, but the Thomson brand lives on thanks to a licensing system. Currently, the rights to the Thomson and RCA brands are held by a specialized firm called Established Incorporated. This company promotes historical trademarks and licenses them to various manufacturers around the world. Thus, Thomson is now a licensed brand, similar to brands such as Telefunken or Blaupunkt, whose famous names are used by new companies. In different countries, Thomson-branded equipment is manufactured by different companies. In Europe, the Austrian company Streamview has obtained the rights to use the brand and sells Thomson televisions, emphasizing their European build quality. Thomson televisions for the European market are assembled in factories in Europe or Turkey and equipped with the latest features, Smart TV, HDR, and so on, but in essence, they are now products of the brand's new owners. It is worth noting that Thomson TVs are now also manufactured by TCL, a Chinese partner that uses the Thomson brand for its range of models. However, Thomson TVs from TCL are not available in all countries. In the Indian market, the Thomson brand has been licensed since 2018 to local manufacturer SPPL, which produces Thomson smart TVs and some household appliances specifically for Indian consumers. LED TVs, air conditioners, audio systems, and small household appliances are sold under the Thomson brand there, all of which are manufactured locally, but under the control of the licensee, who strives to maintain the image of French quality. In addition to televisions, the Thomson brand can now be found on a wide variety of devices. For example, smartphones and tablets are sold under this brand in a number of countries, in collaboration with Chinese OEM manufacturers, as well as audio speakers and headphones, kitchen appliances, and even lighting equipment. All these products are united only by the name Thomson, the legacy of the very company that was once a technology giant. In reality, the modern Thomson is a network brand present on the market through partners. In the context of the history of audio and video technology in the 20th century, Thomson's contribution cannot be overestimated, from the first radios and telephones to the mass production of televisions and participation in the digital revolution. Today, the Thomson brand is largely a tribute to this history. And although the company itself has transformed and faded into the background, the answer to the question, what happened to Thomson, is that Thomson has not disappeared without a trace. It has become part of the global heritage of the electronic age, changing its role from manufacturer to symbol, which is still recognizable and important to many technology enthusiasts.